First, let's start off with giving all great honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakatash. Double honor to teachers, elders, and about so great millstone, likewise, brothers, put on this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep into you, brothers and sisters. Doing again, Shalom. Today's lesson's titled Memo to Edo-mites. This is your heaven. Now, you saw in the opening clip here, they were singing that song, When We All Get to Heaven, what a day of rejoicing that's going to be. When we all meet sweet Jesus, we will sing the song of victory. Okay, what you Edomites need to understand is simply this. Okay, this is your heaven. You might be living poor, you might be living rich, you might be living in between, you might be catching a case of the flu or C-19 or whatever the case is going on in your life. The fact is, this is your heaven. Okay, let's go into 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. And let's read here. It says, And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Now, if you know Esau and Jacob, two brothers, okay, Esau being the firstborn, okay, who came out red, okay, and Jacob, who is the younger, okay, came out normal, okay. So this is the representation of two nations, okay. Esau, the Edomites, and Jacob, the 12th tribe of Israel. And up to this point right now, okay, you Edomites have been living in your heaven. You might not think so, okay, because here in this little hymn that you're singing here, you want to meet, this Jesus of yours, okay, which you think he's some ethereal being that's going to come in a cloud, that's going to beam you up, bring you all up to this fluffy heavenly kingdom where you're just going to just eat and just do whatever forever and ever and ever, okay, after you pass away. And that's just not the case. What you are going to meet, okay, is an angry so-called black man that's going to come, okay, and put an end to this kingdom. Let's go into the book of Luke 21, verse 25. Let's talk about how your heaven right now is going to collapse, okay? And it reads, And there should be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, which we're hearing right now all across the world, okay? People are waking up to the fact that the so-called white man, that you're evil, you're wicked. I mean, you see these white men in this audience, so they're walking off the pulpit there, and maybe they're going to go don their hood, like these Ku Klux Klan, because a lot of them are in the Klan, okay? And that's a whole nother lesson I'm gonna bring into go into, because we have a lot of these jakes out there that really they're cheerleaders for Esau's kingdom. They really want the so-called white man to continue on this heaven, but his heaven is our hell. Let's continue on in the scripture. It says, Man's heart failing them for fear and looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in cloud with power and great glory. Okay, so we know the Son of Man is concerning Yahushai, the Mashiach, who the word ignorantly called Jesus. Okay, so he's coming back, okay, with great power and glory. Okay. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth near. Who is he speaking to? Who is this talking about? This is talking about, okay, the elect. The elect, okay, is going to lift up their heads, okay, because the redemption draweth near. Let's go and look at the word redemption in the ordinary dictionary. It means the action of saving or being saved from sin, error, or evil. Okay, look at the second one. It says the action of regaining or gaining possession of something in exchange for payment or clearing a debt. What was our debt? Our debt was sin. Yahushua, he died for us. Okay, pursuant to Deuteronomy 28, when we went into slavery and the captivities spread across this earth, okay, lost our identity. Okay, that was a repayment back, okay, for all the wickedness that we had committed in all our life, okay, in all our incarnation. Okay, so when we see all of these trouble on this earth right now, we see Great Babylon, America falling apart. These Edomites are falling apart. These nations are rising up against this place. The whole earth is collapsing. That's a good sign for us, because that means that Mashiach is returning. But upon his return, okay, he's going to he's going to rescue us, okay, out of this place. Okay, and that would mean that it is the conclusion, okay, okay, of us being ostracized from the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai means what? We have been forgiven. Okay, now we're going to go back into our state. Okay, and we're going to see this process, this transformation, okay, from this evil, wicked rulership by the so-called white man in his heaven, which we live in, which is our hell, is going to transfer, okay, into a heavenly kingdom in which the so-called white man, he will begin his time in hell. In fact, let's go into Revelation 1:7, and it reads, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen." Now, this part you need to listen to very carefully. It says, "And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him," which is talking about what? The same wicked ass doggone Romans, okay, that were back in the day of the Mashiach when he was on this earth, okay, preaching the gospel. They are alive today. They're alive today. Now, they don't know it, just like how we don't know which prophet we are in the scriptures, okay? So they don't know who they are, okay? But they're going to be alive, okay? They're going to be alive in the Mashiach return, okay, in this current state, okay? They don't realize that they pierced him, they spat on him, they beat him down just like how they beat Jakes down in the streets, okay? But they're going to see him, and they're going to be mourning. So how is that going to be a joyous day for you Edomites? How? When we all get to heaven, you're already in heaven, okay? Heaven, you're not going anywhere, okay? The only place you're going to be going to is hell, and hell is a place on earth, okay? It's a condition. Let's go into Zephaniah 1 and start verse 14. It reads, "The great day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, is near. It is near and hasted greatly, even a voice of the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly," okay? So it's near. We could feel it. I mean, you could feel it in your spirit every single day. Okay, brothers putting up videos. We can look into the headlines. We look through the alternative platforms. You can see, okay, people are losing their mind. The people around you, they're weak. Okay, they're losing their mind. Many of them around you, they don't believe. Okay, you Edomites, you don't believe. Okay, you've got Jakes them. They want to side with y'all. They want to make y'all feel good. Like we all gonna be going together and into the heavenly kingdom. Yeah, we all are. We're gonna go into the heavenly kingdom. But the difference is, it's going to be our heaven, okay, the Hebrew Israelites' heaven, so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos, and you Edomites' hell, okay? Currently, right now, this is your heaven. Look at your history, okay? You came over here, you slaughtered the tribes that were here, okay? You went over to what is known as Africa right now. You bought the Negroes, the true biblical Jews over here, okay? We built your kingdom for you, and in return, we got our ass beat down, hung from trees, treated like crap. Okay, and you still, at this point right now, even 500 years later, you still deny us our identity. You still deny us our identity. Something as simple as you people are the true biblical Hebrew Israelite. You doggone Edomites cannot even say that. Here you are, stand up in church with a Bible in your hands, or him singing hymns, someone, "When we all get to heaven." No. This is what happens when, who y'all calling Jesus, okay, it returns. It says, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, and their blood should be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. So you can see how that description goes right now. And the Lord absolutely hates you, Edomites. He absolutely hates you. So why are you singing? You maybe y'all didn't read the other memos. I mean, the prophets have been preaching for 5 decades right now, the elders them and the apostles them, and the brothers them who follow afterward. Every day we put hundreds of videos up on YouTube letting you all know that you are the devil's children. You are not the sons and daughters of the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai. We are. You are in your heaven. Please enjoy yourselves, you Edomites. Stop fooling yourself. You're wasting your time, okay? And your elites know it, and they're just wasting your doggone time at the same time that they're causing you to lose your homes, your jobs, and putting you on the streets. You're starving, you're whining and complaining. You don't know what the hell is going on. Because if y'all knew this was your heaven, you would have fought for it, and you're not fighting for it. Jake has done more fighting, okay, in his hellish condition, in our hellish condition, for you Edomites to prosper in your own heaven. You literally are sitting back waiting for Jake, okay, to take a damn bullet from your damn government, okay, to get squared away. How weak can y'all be, man? But anyways, okay, let's go into Matthew 24 and start verse 29 reads, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So we have a great tribulation that's coming right now. For some people, it's already started, okay? They've already lost everything, and right now they're going through tribulation. But that is going to really spread across this earth, and particularly here in Great Babylon, America, it is going to be a sight that these other nations across the earth are going to see and witness and go, wow, they can't believe what they're seeing. Okay, you have a government that's against itself, it's falling apart, making stupid decisions. Okay, this man is building a $1 billion ballroom while his own people, the Edomites, are starving on the streets of America. Come on, man. Okay, you can't see the golden days of Great Babylon, America is gone. Okay, what you sow, you will reap. Okay, and you've reaped wickedness and evilness upon the children of Israel, and now you are about to sow that, starting with you doggone peasant Edomites. And it says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Why are they going to mourn? Because, see, they've been following the so-called white man trying to get a piece of that heaven, and when you travel across the earth, you'll see that, they mimic, the heavenly aspects of Great Babylon, America, tall buildings, and the women are all whores, the guys are faggots, and it's just how it is all across the earth. It's a duplication, okay? So it's actually almost a waste of money to go and travel internationally, because you're just really going into what looks just like Great Babylon, America, okay? Complete utter wickedness, okay, and places that have been completely and utterly defiled, okay? So they're following the ways of the so-called white man because they like a piece of the heaven that this man is enjoying, okay? It says, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Why are they mourning? They're mourning again because they realize, oh, shit, he's a Negro. It's a Negro coming, okay? In advance galactic forces that you can't even begin to comprehend, okay? And now you gotta pay the price, okay? Now, again, you Edomites, this is a memo out to you. This is only out to the Edomites, okay? This is your heaven, okay? I repeat, this is your heaven. Let's go into the book of Revelation 18 and start verse 15. It reads, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her, okay? Now it's talking about the fact that one thing about Great Babylon, America, this place, basically you could say it's the headquarters of Esau's heaven, is that it likes to buy, people like to have fun, people like to do things, and all that stuff. So these other tribes on the earth really actually serve, these other nations, they actually serve as basically like manufacturing nations, okay? They create things to sell to this place, okay? So, but here's what's happening now. Here's what's going to happen. It says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. One, they're going to see broadcast on via satellite, okay, the destruction of Great Babylon, America. But prior to that, they're going to see the so-called Americans, especially these Edomites, living in a state that they can't begin to comprehend. Imagine, what Mogadishu looks like, or some of those like African war-torn nations look like out there in Africa. Imagine this place looking like that right now. Roadside bombs, you have killing on a scale you can't even begin to comprehend. Women being violated, men being violated, children being violated, no food, people are dirty, no running water, sewage all over the place, pestilence and disease. I mean, this is what this place is going to become. Okay, yes, you are going to have pockets of the play in Great Babylon, America, where, it's going to be cordoned off or sectioned off, where people are going to be living well off. Okay, that's going to be the elites, the wealthy, But for the rest of the people, it's going to be hell here, it says, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, which represents wealth. Purple is always the color of wealth. and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught. So when the Mashiach returns, okay, who do we really call Jesus? So that song that you're singing, when we all get there, when we see Jesus coming, you're going to sing the song of victory. Oh, there's going to be a victory song, all right, but it's not going to be you Edomites singing it. It's going to be us. We're going to see it. We're going to be singing it, okay? For 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught. And every shipmaster and all accompanying ships and sailors and as many as strayed by sea stood afar off. Boy, oh boy, that's a sight to see. I can't wait to see it. Okay, let's jump up to verse 18. It reads, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? What place is like unto great Babylon, America? None. This is the greatest empire ever in existence. It is. We can say that. We can truly say that. Okay? Why? We built it with our blood. Okay? That's why it's great. We built it. And they cast dust on their head and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she was made desolate. So Yahushua is going to destroy this place in 1 hour. That's 60 minutes. Okay? 60 minutes. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, that'll be us. For power had avenged you on her. And we appreciate Yahweh Shai for that. For that, we can't wait. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence. Yes, I could put a whole lot of picture up in this video showing all the violence that this place has committed. Okay, not only against the children of Israel, but against all the other tribes, killing all those innocent children, women, and men all across this earth. And they're doing it right now, okay? And they make movies out of it and just, make it into their entertainment. It says, and cast into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and should be found no more at all. So there it is right there. But you think that's the end of it, you Edomites? Okay, again, this is a memo. This is your heaven. So what? What has to happen after you lived in heaven? You have to go to hell. All right, so let's go into the book of Luke 16 and starting with verse 19. And it reads, there was a certain rich man, talking about you Edomites, which was clothed in purple and fine. And see, purple represent wealth. So you Edomites, no matter how broke and poor y'all are, y'all are still richer than Jake, okay? And fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, speaking of 12 tribe of Israel, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. We're talking about these other tribes, but they're going to fall in line once the Mashiach kick Esau's ass, okay? You Edomites get put down. Okay, these other dog tribes, they're going to follow suit, okay? They're not going to be destroyed. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell, still going to be on earth. Okay, this is when you people are going to be reincarnated again. Basically, you're going to be brought back to life. Okay, through the first fruits of slavery, which is going to be your elites. Okay, so all those elites, your Bilderbergs, your Rockefeller, they're going into slavery first, and then all you doggone Edomites are going to come through them because they're going to be forced to bring you all back. Okay. And in hell he lifted his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. See, when I read this pisses me off. And you know why it pisses me off? Because this is how you people think of us. You people think we are so stupid. So stupid. Even in hell, you damn crackers, you Edomites, are still going to be thinking of just coons. We're not going to be coons in the heavenly kingdom. You're not going to have any coons. You're not going to be able to sweet talk some of us to come and help your ass out and show mercy on you because you're having a hard time. Hell no. All right? See, that's a difference right there. Because see, the coons are all going to be killed on this side too. Don't worry. You damn Edomites, you're going to die. The 2/3 Jakes are going to die with your asses here. All right? It says, but Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thou good things. And Lazarus, us, me, all the brothers, all the sisters that are in this truth, okay, receive evil things. But now he is comforted and thou tormented. So we're going to be comforted and you're going to be tormented. Okay? But it doesn't end there. Oh, no. Read to the bottom of the memo. What does it say? Let's go into Obadiah 1 and start verse 15. It reads, for the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it should be done unto thee. Thy reward should return upon thine own head. So guess what? Just all the things you've done to us, it's going to be done to your ass. Except double. Okay? Now you go to verse 18. This is the icing on the cake. And the house of Jacob, 12 tribe of Israel, should be a fire, and the house of Joseph, meaning the two kingdoms are going to unite. Northern and southern kingdom. Okay? Let me read that again. And the house of Jacob should be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau, you Edomites, okay, for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken of it. So guess what? All you are gonna go down, man. You see how that works? Okay? So again, read the memo, listen to the memo, we put it out there, we animate it, we do everything we can to let you Edomites know. This is your heaven. I know it's hard to believe, right? Anyways, Lord willing, they lack was edified, life closer by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.